Edition News at 10 with Ann Gownley. Sports with Beth Mensinger. Meteorologist Joe Garbacik. And senior news analyst L.A. Jerome.
A hearing in Schuylkill County to determine if there will be a recount for the district attorney's race, and it's our top story tonight. Good evening. This is WYLN's Late Edition for Friday, December 13th, 2013. I'm Ann Gownley. Before we get to our top stories, a snowstorm is headed our way, and we want to check in with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik for what we can expect. Joe?
Thank you very much, Ann. Well, everything is right on track where it should be at this point. All the models really coming into agreement with each other. And this is the culprit right here. You could already see the rain. You can see the pinks, which is indicating a mixture of precipitation. The blues indicating the snow. That is heading in our direction, and it's going to start to get here as we head into early tomorrow morning. By mid-morning, it will be snowing across all of our viewing area. But with this thing tracking right near us, it's really going to bring in some warmer air aloft, which means we're going to be switching over to a mix of snow and sleet. And eventually, as we head into later tomorrow night and through the overnight hours, there's going to be many locations just dealing, I think, with plain sleet. And those sleet that will be coming down will actually keep those snowfall mounts down as well. So we have those winter storm warnings in effect for most of our viewing area, but we actually have winter weather advisories in effect for Luzerne, Wyoming, Lackawanna, and the northern tier of Pennsylvania. And these all go into effect early tomorrow morning, and they actually expire. And they don't expire until we start heading into early Sunday morning. In fact, still Sunday morning, still may have to deal with a little bit of some light snow and some snow showers left over. But right now it's quiet across our area from Wilkes-Barre through Scranton down through Hazleton, Berwick, Bloomsburg, Williamsport, and Lewisburg. Not going to have to worry about anything just yet. Even through midnight, even a little after midnight, you'll be in pretty good shape. I'll let you know when the snow may arrive across our area coming up a little bit later on.
Thanks, Joe. Back to the top stories of the day. After a ruling from a Schuylkill County judge, Attorney Christine Holman will be the next district attorney come January. A hearing inside the Schuylkill County Courthouse began at 8:30 this morning, and a ruling was made just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. Attorney Christine Holman will become the first female-elect Schuylkill County District Attorney in history. Allegations that the Schuylkill County District Attorney race vote count was illegal was the reasoning behind the lengthy hearing. President Judge William Baldwin presided over the case. Voters were seeking a recount of ballots, stating that the absentee ballots were mishandled, which led to current DA Karen Burns-Noon to lose the race by a margin of 67 votes. With Baldwin's ruling in Holman's favor, we spoke with her after the hearing.
Today is a day of vindication, and I do want the public to know that personally, myself, if the recount petition was filed properly and there was a recount, that would have been fine. However, once this matter moved forward into this type of litigation, I could not consent to a recount, or I potentially would lose certain appeal rights. And if there were any further problems down the road, I would be then the one sitting on the other side. I would have been jeopardized.
During the hearing, Franny Brennan, the elections director for the county, testified, along with scanners and all 3 Schuylkill County commissioners. All in all, 10 witnesses took the stand, and Holman says there is no evidence or pleading that there was ever any tampering of ballots.
The petitioner was still looking for her case, even at the final hour. There was no case. There was never a case of illegality or tampering, or fraud for that matter, which would have had to have been proven under the election code.
We also spoke with Holman's attorney, Maria Casey.
I think it was a fair result. I think the judge read the case law and the statutes and made the right determination. And I would just like to say that the men and women who do work at the Election Bureau on election night and throughout the year are all very dedicated people, and I think they are meticulous and try to do their jobs in a very professional manner.
As for Holman, with the case completed, she says she and her family can now enjoy the holiday season and prepare for when she's sworn in come January.
I'm thrilled at this point that this matter is put to rest, and I am looking forward to serving the people of Schuylkill County in the capacity as their first elected female district attorney. I will promise the county that Monday I will be getting to work on making the transition. And I'm just glad that all of this is behind me, and I know my family is going to be thrilled.
Current District Attorney Karen Burns-Noon and her attorney Lawrence Otter from Doylestown were not available for comment after the hearing. DA Burns-Noon and her attorney will now have 10 days to decide if they will file an appeal. With Holman taking over as Schuylkill County's first elected district attorney in January, she has already made some big decisions when it comes to the people that she will be working with. The first person she has appointed is her own attorney in this most recent case, attorney Maria Casey. Casey has been chosen by Holman to be her first assistant district attorney.
She's a longtime friend, very competent attorney, has stood by me through this. We've worked well together, and I know that she will also be an added bonus to the county as my first assistant.
Holman will be sworn in the beginning of January. Hazelton police arrested 2 people around 2:30 this afternoon who were found unresponsive in a car in the parking lot of the Dollar General on West Walnut Street in the city. 21-year-old Tyler Paisley of Bentley and 20-year-old Kayla Vanko of McAdoo both admitted to using heroin. Paisley was also found with several packets of suspected heroin. Vanko was cited for public drunkenness and released. Paisley will be charged with possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. He was turned over to the Columbia County Adult Probation Parole for a probation violation. There's some concern in the Cunningham Valley about a proposed treatment center. Our LA Tyrone has the details.
It's proposed for right here, this lot on the St. John's Road in Butler Township, and it has been proposed by Hazelton physician Dr. Jude Sedari and partner John Darrow. They issued a release today stating the treatment center will, quote, offer a broad range of alcohol and drug rehabilitation programs, adding treatment will, quote, be provided by an experienced staff of counselors, therapists, fitness instructors, and professionals. But opposition has already started. Some residents have begun a petition drive asking the Zoning Hearing Board to reject the application for a special exception. Dan Herman is the vice president of Sleepy Hollow Golf Club, and he says he thinks the valley was targeted because it is, in his words, easy pickings.
Well, it'll devastate our business. There's no chance that we'll survive. Our business is in parts. We have mini golf, ice cream, and driving range. If our business loses 2/3 of what our income, there's no business that could take that. And places like this thrive on little places like ours because they know we don't have the capital to keep fighting a legal process.
And he says that if the rehab center opens, he'll eventually wind up closing.
The thing that people really need to keep in their mind is we own 17 acres here. And if we do go out of business, this property will come up for sale. And what is a 14-bed facility right now could be a 114-bed facility if it's left go. So people may think it's just financially my problem, but when we're gone, it's the community problem.
There have been several attempts to put drug and alcohol rehab clinics in various portions of our viewing area the last several years, and most have been met with opposition. However, there is a long-running rehab center in Plains, which has never been the source of any problems. Many opponents point to MnSEC. However, it was overseen by the State Department of Corrections, and enrollment was mandatory as part of a prison sentence. With most privately run clinics, that isn't the case. Enrollment is voluntary. Zoning Hearing Board meets on it Tuesday night. LA Tyrone, WILN's Late Edition.
The 6-year-old who drank methadone after police say her parents left the bottle unattended can testify against her parents. Her parents, Adam and Sharon Skaniski, are petitioning the courts to disqualify the girl as a witness. Luzerne County Judge Fred Parentoni has denied the request today and remanded the case back to District Judge Gerald Feisner for a preliminary hearing. Investigators say Sharon tried to make the girl vomit. Adam apparently went to a store, walked the family dog, and then took the 6-year-old to a restaurant 13 miles away before calling calling 911 when the girl was struggling to breathe, 3 hours after she drank the methadone. The couple's attorney, James Scallion, said that the child should not testify because when she was under the influence of methadone, her mental state was altered and her recall of events is undependable. Scallion also cited her young age among other reasons. Parentoni said there was no reason to question the girl's competency to testify at this time. Comments that were stated to police could come back to haunt 23-year-old Thomas Latier Jr. of Plains Township when he heads to trial. Latier is charged in a hit-and-run crash in Wilkes-Barre that killed 5-year-old Kevin Miller in December 21st of last year. When questioned by police, Latier told him that he was not in the Wilkes-Barre area when Miller was killed, but evidence from cell phone towers placed Latier near the scene at the time of the incident. Latier said his attorneys were in court yesterday asking to block those comments from being used against him at trial. Prosecutors want those comments allowed. Latier denies driving the vehicle that killed Miller, but on December 29th, police were notified that he had admitted to his girlfriend that he was at a party drinking and headed to a bar in downtown Wilkes-Barre. Latier is charged with a single felony count of accidents involving death or injury. Skorowski will make his ruling on the motions at a later date. A trial date has been set for suspended Wilkes-Barre towing contractor Leo Glodzik. According to Luzerne County Judge Lisa Gelb, Glodzik will stand trial on theft charges on April 14th. Glodzik is accused of stealing bait money from a vehicle he towed. His tenure as the city's tower was suspended on May 31st after he was arrested as part of an FBI sting operation. According to police, he took just over $2,000 from an ashtray and tried to give $1,100 to a state trooper posing as the head of a regional drug enforcement task force who needed vehicles towed during operations. A January 13th deadline has been set by Judge Gelb to file pre-trial motions. An Edwardsville man is behind bars tonight after Wilkes-Barre police accused him of lighting an oven mitt on fire inside a home he burglarized. 18-year-old Terrence Gordon Jr. of Carlisle Street entered a house on Nesbitt Street through a window and began arguing with his girlfriend in an upstairs bedroom. The woman told police that Gordon grabbed her and injured her chest. The victim's mother and her boyfriend overheard the argument and went downstairs and found the burning oven mitt on top of the stove with 4 burners turned on. Gordon left through an open window. He was arraigned and charged with endangering the welfare of children, disorderly conduct, arson, risking a catastrophe, criminal trespassing, and related counts. He is locked up in Luzerne County Prison for lack of $5,000 bail. A well-known supermarket in Kingston is closing its doors at the end of January. Owners of Thomas's Food Town Market on Wyoming Avenue announced the closing today. It read the store had been a challenge for the past several years due to increased competition and a rough economy. There are 5 other Thomases in this area: Hazleton, Shavertown, Dallas, Shikshini, and Tunkhannock. Owners are hoping to keep as many employees as possible and move them to other Thomases locations. Employees of the APTS in Hazleton held a special office party tonight. Our Julie Stefanovich has the details.
The members of the American Patient Transport Systems proved that the holidays are more than just the hustle and bustle of shopping, the heavy traffic, and the hassles of decorating, but it's also about giving.
We held our annual Christmas party for the children of all of our employees and whatnot that we've been doing every year for the last couple of years. This year, however, we decided to add a little twist to it. As a whole, the employees and management agreed to forego our regular Christmas party at the end of the year and instead take the money budgeted and provide it to different charities in the area. As well as we were kicking around supporting a local family, and lo and behold, unfortunately, we had a structure fire involving a mom and dad and a small child just a couple weeks ago. So they became then our family.
Catholic Social Services donated $500 to go towards the Toys for Tots program. The APTS is also a participating drop-off location for Toys for Tots.
So as a company, became a drop-box site for Toys for Tots through the United States Marine Corps. The box is still here. I believe we're going to have it throughout the weekend and into early next week for it to be picked up. So if anyone from the community even has a new an unwrapped toy that they wish to place in the box, they can drop it off here at our box drop right in front of our main office.
Anyone who is interested can drop off toys at 119 East Holly Street next to Harmon Guy Stadium. In Hazleton, for WILN's Late Edition, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks, Julie. Christmas is not only about toys, games, and presents, it's also about Christmas dinner. WYLN stopped by Mike's Seafood in Shenandoah, who has been open for the last 30 years. Owner Mike Breslowski says Christmas is a busy time at their store, with hundreds of customers gathering up items for Christmas Eve dinner.
Christmas is big here in Shenandoah in our seafood market. We're a large supplier of fresh fish, frozen lobster tails, smelts, bacala. Every customer is so unique to our store. Christmas is special for them. People come in our store and they start at the beginning and they walk to the end, and everything got to be perfect for them. It's the opposite of New Year's. New Year's, people just walk in, grab a couple things and out the door they are, but we love our Christmases here.
It's Mike's Seafood 30th Christmas, and he adds that he looks forward to seeing his customers and the next generations year after year. Mike's Seafood is located on Main Street in Shenandoah. Snow bans have been put in place for several boroughs in the WYLN viewing area. West Hazelton snow ban will take effect tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. The borough of McAdoo snow ban will be in effect from tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. until Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Residents are asked to park on the odd side of the street and are reminded to not park in the alleys. Freeland snow ban will begin tomorrow morning, and residents are asked to park on the even side of the street. And on Sunday, the residents in Freeland are asked to park on the odd side of the street. Also, Weatherly has also issued a snow ban effective for tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. The suspect in a Denver area high school shooting has died as a result of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The shooter was a student at Arapahoe High School in Centennial, Colorado. 2 students were injured. One was shot after he confronted the gunman. The shooter was looking for a school librarian who tried to lure him off the campus to avoid other injuries. A spokesman for the Littletown Adventist Hospital said that the other student had surgery today and is listed in critical condition, but it's unclear how the student was wounded. The school is approximately 8 miles east of Columbine High School, where 13 people died, 12 students, where 2 of their classmates opened fire in 1999. Well, today's school shooting comes one day before the 1-year anniversary of the school shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut. INN's Jeremy Moss has more.
In Washington, a memorial for the victims of the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary. Saturday marks the 1-year anniversary of the tragic day. 26 people, including 20 children, were killed when a gunman went on a rampage at the Newtown, Connecticut school. The Newtown Foundation joined the Washington National Cathedral to host a vigil service of mourning and remembrance last night.
The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration has shut down 52 bus lines it says are unsafe and pulled 340 vehicles off the road. Andrew Spencer has more.
2 deadly accidents in just a year spurred a nationwide crackdown on bus companies deemed unsafe for the road. Officials dubbed it Operation Quick Strike. Last December, a crash in Oregon killed 9 people and injured 39 others. Then in February, 8 people died and dozens were injured when a bus wrecked in California. Federal authorities shut down the companies involved in those accidents, citing serious safety issues. And they didn't stop there. The agency launched a nationwide review of the most risky companies. A spokesman for the American Bus Association agrees with the decision to shutter the unsafe operators.
There's a small number, in this case 52 companies, that have had chronic histories of having problems. They've had problems with their safety. They've had problems with their reliability. They don't train their drivers quite to the same level. And those are the type of companies that as a consumer, you really do get what you pay for.
According to U.S. transportation officials, bus companies ferry more than 700 million passengers a year. They're convenient and cheap, ideal for many students and people traveling in large groups or with families. But how do you make sure the bus you choose is safe? Officials say it's important to check bus companies out online, especially at this time of year.
It's holiday season, a lot of travel going on this time of year, kids coming home from college, families traveling. We do want passengers to remember, look before you book.
I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
The Liam List concert that was scheduled for this Saturday, December 14th at 6:45 has been rescheduled due to the weather. The concert will now be held on January 4th at 6 p.m. For those who have won dinner tickets from us here at WYLN, the dinner will now be held on January 4th at 4:30. Again, the Liam List concert that was going to be held at the Wiltsey Center in Hazelton has been rescheduled for January 4th at 6 p.m. Families in Beaver Meadows braved the cold tonight to greet a very special guest. Santa and Mrs. Claus rolled into Beaver Meadows in style this evening. The second annual Christmas in the Park is reminiscent of an old-fashioned holiday.
This is our second annual Christmas in the Park. We're really excited tonight. We have an ice sculptor, we have Mr. and Mrs. Claus coming, we have a horse-drawn trolley, hot chocolate, and baked goods donated by everyone in the community.
Children were treated to a visit with Santa, but most importantly, people came out to spend time with their neighbors.
I just think it's just a great event for Beaver Meadows, and it brings the community together, and there's lots of people helping, so that's what it's all about, like just the sense of community and the warmth of the season.
All of the hard work of the volunteers, including the Girl Scouts who decorated the trees, paid off, making it a special holiday evening. And that is a look at tonight. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist is back with more details after the break on this storm headed our way. This is Late Edition only on WYLN.
Stop into the new Plaza Diner and Family Restaurant located next to Heritage Market at 601 South Poplar Street in Hazleton. Quality food at affordable prices, Greek and American specialties, cakes and more. Open 5:30 a.m. till 10 p.m. Bring the whole family for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. There's something for everyone at the new Plaza Diner and Family Restaurant. Beautifully renovated, comfortable atmosphere, friendly service, and delicious, generous portions. Make it your new place for good food and family gatherings. Stop in today. Check out their specials.
It's holiday time at the Laurel Mall. Stay warm and cozy this holiday season with a free Laurel Mall fleece roll-up blanket with the purchase of a $50 mall gift certificate starting December 12th while supplies last. Looking for some holiday inspiration? Don't forget to check out all of our holiday tenants for those unique gifts. Don't forget to visit Santa in the J.C. Penney Wing until December 24th. Happy holidays from the Laurel Mall.
Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage, they feature their boneless and skinless chicken breast for only $1.77 a pound.
Kick off the holidays with amazing savings during the Lazy Boy Thanksgiving sales event on now at Grand Central. Hot buy savings on recliners starting at just $2.99 and leather from $5.99. Gather together in comfort and entertain in style with these inviting room groups at unbeatable prices. Just our way of saying thanks for sharing our tradition of legendary comfort and quality. The Lazy Boy Thanksgiving sales event on now at Grand Central, making your house a home.
Grab your passport to 4 adventures in one spectacular ice show. Disney on Ice presents Passport to Adventure. Trek to the wilds of Africa with Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa. Dive into the magic of Ariel's world under the sea. Soar to Neverland with Tinkerbell, Peter Pan, and Captain Hook. And catch some waves with Lilo and Stitch in Hawaii. It's a round-trip ticket to family fun right in your hometown.
Don't miss Northeast Pennsylvania's favorite winter tradition, playing Mohegan Sun Arena January 15th through 20th. Get your tickets today at Ticketmaster.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. We're going to meet Kristen Smith, a repeat customer of Dr. Dagenhart, bubbly, busy mother of 5, who has not only trusted Dr. Dagenhart with herself, but her mom and now her son. Her story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic.
Well, as I told you, top of the hour, we do have those winter storm warnings in effect for much of our viewing area, most of the viewing area, but some areas still have those winter weather advisories in effect for Luzerne, Wyoming, Lackawanna counties, including on the northern tier of Pennsylvania. Now, they go into effect early tomorrow morning, and they continue to be in effect until early on Sunday morning, when finally the storm will have moved away from our area. Now, we have nothing to show you right now, Live 35 Skycast Doppler. It is dry across all of our viewing area. It will stay dry through midnight. It'll stay dry through 1, 2, 3, even 4 o'clock. Things looking pretty good. But then from the west, southwest toward the north and east, that's when that precipitation will overspread throughout the early morning hours. And as we start going into the morning, by mid to late morning, it will be snowing across all of our area. Now, it's going to start out relatively light. The heaviest of snow won't get here until later in the afternoon and in the evening. And then the switchover and changeover is going to occur, and we'll have to deal with some sleet, and we'll have to deal with ice and the snow and the sleet combined. Cold morning this morning. We got down into the teens for overnight low temperatures. Today, only got up into the 20s. Some locations managing to make it up into the 30s. Going to be another cold night out there across all of our area once again. 23 now in New Angola, 25 in Berwick, 24 in Monomoy City, 26 in Bloomsburg, and 26 degrees in Danville. Satellite and radar. Boy, it continues to see some of that, the lake effect snow coming off of the lakes, including out through Buffalo and northern tier of PA. Upstate New York was seeing some snow, but now that has been dissipating over the last few hours. Notice the clouds continue to be on the increase across our area, and they will continue to do so through the overnight hours. And as you head out toward the south and west, you can see the leading edge of there's some snow and some rain and a mixture of precipitation. That again is heading toward the north and east through the overnight hours. So the clouds on the increase through tonight. Notice as we head into early tomorrow morning, about 8 o'clock, across the northeast, it should be snowing. It'll start out relatively light. If you notice out in western PA, you can see the darker blues. It's indicating the heavier snow that's falling. That's going to start to get here as we head into tomorrow evening. Notice about 7 o'clock or so tomorrow evening. Notice these darker blues. This is the enhanced snow that's really coming down at a pretty good clip. And then as we go into later tomorrow night and through part of the overnight hours, you see the pink showing up indicating the changeover, the sleet and the snow, and even the possibility, a good shot at we're just going to be experiencing some plain sleet as some warmer air makes its way in with this system. And then it gets out of here by Sunday morning. Could be a little bit of some light snow left over early Sunday morning, or a few snow showers and flurries. That's pretty much about it. Notice these temperatures. Cold tonight. It will stay remaining below freezing throughout the duration of the storm system through tomorrow night, and even as we head into our Sunday. Definitely going to be cold across our area, so there's going to be some travel problems out there, definitely as we head into tomorrow and as we head into tomorrow night. So again, teens statewide. Eventually that snow starts to overspread our area. We'll have the snow around for tomorrow, and then mixing with and then changing to sleet, and because of the sleet, definitely will keep some of those amounts down. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys Division of ArcoNet Electric. Definitely enough to shovel and plow as we head into this weekend, and then by Monday, 23 degrees. Snow shower 2 around for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Not looking too bad, and then nice temperature-wise up into the 30s by the ending part of next week. Evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers, the daily 857, the big 4, 8331. Quinto numbers, 30858, and the cash 5, 210, 22, 35, and 43. More late edition coming at you after these commercial messages.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational, speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, this may be the most important phone call you'll ever make.
I owed $50,000 in taxes. But listen.
Your tax problem is settled. You only owe $8,400.
What a great message.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, then you owe it to yourself to call this number. Let our experts help guide you through the process of negotiating a tax settlement. Call this number or go to tax10000.com.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazelton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
Victoria's Candies, giving quality without compromise since 1934. Now at the 22nd Street Plaza with easy access and plenty of parking. Stop in our newest location where you'll find nostalgic candy and old-fashioned hard candies from your fondest memories. Remember, at Victoria's Candies, we do local deliveries and ship our chocolates anywhere in the world. Order now and receive free shipping on our beautiful 3-pound and 5-pound assorted chocolates. This year, give the gift of chocolates only from Victoria's Candies. 51 North Laurel Street, the Laurel Mall, and now the 22nd Street Plaza. Victoria's Candies, a holiday tradition since 1934.
The Crestwood Lady Comets came into their 2013-14 season with some big changes. They lost a few seniors from last year, including Wyoming Valley Conference All-Star forward Sydney Myers. They also lost their head coach Isaiah Walker. The squad is now headed by Coach Pat Brogan, and while some things are different, the Crestwood girls' fire is still the same. Tonight they hosted the Myers Mohawks. Early on, Crestwood leads 8-6. Mari Kronauer dishes inside to Rebecca Rokowski. She's on her way to East Stroudsburg University to play ball next year, and she will get the bucket. Dallas Kendra for the Lady Comets. She'll take herself through traffic for the field goal. Crestwood hot in the first. Here's Taryn Wojner. She hits a big triple in the corner, and they lead it 17-9 going into quarter number 2. This is Quitervia Gross for the Mohawks, keeping the ball herself. She takes it all the way to the hoop for 2 points, and here is another beautiful pass from Mari Kronauer leading Kendra. Kendra lays it in. Quite easy there. Gross looks inside on the other end to the other Gross. This time Quinea, and the baby hook is good. Here's Gross again. Another jumper in the paint. Good. The lead is cut down to 7. Going into the third quarter. Here Gross will be fouled, but the bucket counts, and she completes the three-point play. Myers will only be down 3 points. That's when Maddie Ritzik steps up and knocks down the long three. It's 43-29, and to the fourth quarter we go. Tiffany Muniz with the steal for Myers. She looks up to Salima Biggs. Biggs inside to Quinea on the block, keeping the Lady Mohawks alive. That's when Brianna DiMaggio shoots from the outside the arc for a 3, and it is good. Myers only down 6. Biggs will then get the hot hand. She takes it in for the layup, cutting the Crestwood lead to 4 points. Here is a nice lob pass from Kronauer to Rutkowski, though, at the other end of the court to keep the Crestwood lead strong. But on the other end, it's Biggs again for Myers. A huge 3. They will trail 50-47 with less than a minute to go. And it's Biggs again. Hard take. She is fouled. The basket will be good. Myers only down 1 point. She goes to the free throw line, but misses the shot. Taryn Wojner here will knock down 2 from the charity stripe for Crestwood, and they will go on to win the barn burner 52-49. We do have a few other scores in tonight. First up, the Berwick Lady Bulldogs, they lose a tough one to Lake Lehman. It's Pittston 77 to GAR's 55, and the North Schuylkill Ladies' big win over Shamokin 65-23. For the boys, the Marion Catholic boys fell to Nativity tonight 59-39. It's Mono Area 52, Shenandoah Valley 26. Larry McNeil with a dozen for the win. Tamaqua over Southern 67-36. Then Central Columbia, they pull off the 1-point win over Sem. It's Meyer 63, North Pocono 44, and Coughlin wins 57-49 over Wyoming Area. More sports coming up in a few. Until then, Anne's got all your top stories. Stay tuned.
Things move a little slower here in DSLville.
Slow pitch softball is big here.
Really big.
There's not a fast food restaurant in town. Zero.
Get the most out of the internet. Get Service Electric high-speed internet. Call Service Electric today to sign up.
Ho, 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 ho. Slow down. Tourists.
Hi, sir. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Can I just get your name for our mailing list?
Yeah, sure. Smitty Jones.
Is that the same Smitty Jones that lives at 1 Phillips Street?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't complete this transaction.
What do you mean? I'm just buying a candy bar.
Unfortunately, your credit score is too low.
What do you mean? I'm paying cash.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to settle down.
Listen, I'm not freaking out.
Security!
Come on.
Clean up. Check out 15. Clean up.
Even if your credit is this bad, we can still help. Penn Financial Group. We stop foreclosures, stop sheriff sales, reduce or eliminate your debt, and improve your credit rating, guaranteed. Call us today for a free consultation. Penn Financial Group. Get credit happy.
Wilkes-Barre. Hey, Wilkes-Barre. On Friday, January 10th, WWE VIP Experience presents WWE Live. See all your favorite superstars up close like never before, including World Heavyweight Champion John Cena, WWE Champion Randy Orton, Intercontinental Champion Big E Langston, WWE Tag Team Champions The Rhodes Brothers, and more. It's WWE Live in Wilkes-Barre, January 10th. Tickets and VIP packages are available. Go to WWE.com for more information.
After a ruling from a Schuylkill County judge, attorney Christine Holman will be the next district attorney come January. A hearing inside the Schuylkill County Courthouse began at 8:30 this morning, and a ruling was made just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. Attorney Christine Holman will become the first female-elect Schuylkill County district attorney in history. Allegations that the Schuylkill County district attorney race vote count was illegal was the reasoning behind the lengthy hearing. President Judge William Baldwin presided over the case. Voters were seeking a recount of ballots, stating that the absentee ballots were mishandled, which led to current DA Karen Burns-Noon to lose the race by a margin of 67 votes. With Baldwin's ruling in Holman's favor, we spoke with her after the hearing.
Today is a day of vindication, and I do want the public to know that personally, myself, if the recount petition was filed properly and there was a recount, that would have been fine. However, once this matter moved forward into this type of litigation, I could not consent to a recount, or I potentially would lose certain appeal rights. And if there were any further problems down the road, I would be then the one sitting on the other side. I would have been jeopardized.
During the hearing, Franny Brennan, the elections director for the county, testified, along with scanners and all 3 Schuylkill County commissioners. All in all, 10 witnesses took the stand, and Holman says there is no evidence or pleading that there was ever any tampering of ballots.
The petitioner was still looking for her case, even at the final hour. There was no case. There was never a case of illegality or tampering, or fraud for that matter, which would have had to have been proven under the election code.
We also spoke with Holman's attorney, Maria Casey.
I think it was a fair result. I think the judge read the case law and the statutes and made the right determination. And I would just like to say that the men and women who do work at the Election Bureau on election night and throughout the year are all very dedicated people, and I think they are meticulous and try to do their jobs in a very professional manner.
As for Holman, with the case completed, she says she and her family can now enjoy the holiday season and prepare for when she's sworn in come January.
I'm thrilled at this point that this matter is put to rest, and I am looking forward to serving the people of Schuylkill County in the capacity as their first elected female district attorney. I will promise the county that Monday I will be getting to work on making the transition. And I'm just glad that all of this is behind me, and I know my family is going to be thrilled.
Current District Attorney Karen Burns-Noon and her attorney Lawrence Otter from Doylestown were not available for comment after the hearing. DA Burns-Noon and her attorney will now have 10 days to decide if they will file an appeal. With Holman taking over as Schuylkill County's first elected district attorney in January, she has already made some big decisions when it comes to the people that she will be working with. The first that she has appointed is her own attorney in this most recent case, attorney Maria Casey. Casey has been chosen by Holman to be her first assistant district attorney.
She's a longtime friend, very competent attorney, has stood by me through this. We've worked well together, and I know that she will also be an added bonus to the county as my first assistant.
Holman will be sworn in the beginning of January. Hazleton police arrested 2 people around 2:30 this afternoon who were found unresponsive in a car in the parking lot of the Dollar General on West Walnut Street in the city. 21-year-old Tyler Paisley of Bentley and 20-year-old Kayla Vanko of McAdoo both admitted to using heroin. Paisley was also found with several packets of suspected heroin. Vanko was cited for public drunkenness and released. Paisley will be charged with possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. He was turned over to the Columbia County Adult Probation Parole for a probation violation. There is some concern in the Cunningham Valley about a proposed treatment center. L.A. Tyrone has the details.
It's proposed for right here, this lot on the St. John's Road in Butler Township, and it has been proposed by Hazleton physician Dr. Jude Sedari and partner John Darrow. They issued a release today stating the treatment center will, quote, offer a broad range of alcohol and drug rehabilitation programs, adding treatment will, quote, be provided by an experienced staff of counselors, therapists, fitness instructors, and professionals. But opposition has already started. Some residents have begun a petition drive asking the Zoning Hearing Board to reject the application for a special exception. Dan Herman is the vice president of Sleepy Hollow Golf Club, and he says he thinks the valley was targeted because it is, in his words, easy pickings.
Well, it'll devastate our business. There's no chance that we'll survive. Our business is in 3 parts. We have mini golf, ice cream, and driving range. If our business loses 2/3 of what our income, there's no business that could take that. And places like this thrive on little places like ours because they know we don't have the capital to keep fighting a legal process.
And he says that if the rehab center opens, he'll eventually wind up closing.
The thing that people really need to keep in their mind is we own 17 acres here. And if we do go out of business, this property will come up for sale. And what is a 14-bed facility right now could be a 114-bed facility if it's left go. So people may think it's just financially my problem, but when we're gone, it's the community problem.
There have been several attempts to put drug and alcohol rehab clinics in various portions of our viewing area the last several years, and most have been met with opposition. However, there is a long-running rehab center in Plains, which has never been the source of any problems. Many opponents point to MnSEC. However, it was overseen by the State Department of Corrections, and enrollment was mandatory as part of a prison sentence. With most privately run clinics, that isn't the case. Enrollment is voluntary. Zoning Hearing Board meets on it Tuesday night. L.A. Tyrone, WILN's Late Edition.
The 6-year-old who drank methadone after police say her parents left the bottle unattended can testify against her parents. Her parents, Adam and Sharon Skaniski, are petitioning the courts to disqualify the girl as a witness. Luzerne County Judge Fred Parentoni has denied that request today and remanded the case back to District Judge Gerald Feisner for a preliminary hearing. Investigators say that Sharon tried to make the girl vomit. Adam apparently went to a store, walked the family dog, and then took the 6-year-old to a restaurant 13 miles away before calling 911 when the girl was struggling to breathe 3 hours after she drank the methadone. The couple's attorney, James Scallion, said that the child should not testify because when she was under the influence of methadone, her, quote, mental state was altered and her recall of events is undependable. Scallion also cited her young age among other reasons. Parentoni said there was no reason to question the girl's competency to testify at this time. The suspect in a Denver area high school shooting has died as a result of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The shooter was a student at Arapahoe High School in Centennial, Colorado. 2 students were injured. One was shot after he confronted the gunman. The shooter was looking for a school librarian who tried to lure him off of the campus to avoid other injuries. A spokesman for the Littletown Adventist Hospital said the other student had surgery today and is listed in critical condition, but is unclear how the student was wounded. The school is approximately 8 miles east of Columbine High School, where 13 people died, 12 of them students, when 2 of their classmates opened fire in 1999. Snow bans have been put in place for several boroughs in the WYLN viewing area. West Hazelton snow ban will take effect tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. The borough of McAdoo snow ban will be in effect tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. until Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Residents are asked to park on the odd side of the street and reminded that to not park in the alleys. Freeland snow ban will begin tomorrow morning and residents are asked to park on the even side of the street. And on Sunday, Freeland residents are asked to park on the odd side. Also, Weatherly has a snow ban in place. It will take place on Saturday at early morning. That is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to check in with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center for a look at this upcoming storm. Joe, what is happening?
Well, it's quiet right now as I speak across our area at this 10 o'clock hour. In fact, it's going to continue to be quiet over the next couple of hours. But then after that, things are going to start to change. Now, we're not officially in winter yet, but if the winter does get you down and you have the winter woes, you're not alone, because depending upon what you're afraid of, there's a specific term associated with it. In fact, if you're afraid of the snow, if you're afraid of the ice, here's the specific terms that each are associated with, which we will get to in a little bit later on. But you may want to think about it. I'll have the answers a little bit later.
Isn't it time to move that remodel forward? You've waited long enough, and the time is right. Showplace has special discounts going on right now to improve any room in any home. So, tell me again what you're waiting for. Stop in soon to learn more.
See the cabinet professionals at Builders Direct, 757 West Broad Street, Hazelton.
Edgewood in the Pines, located in Drums, provides the perfect scenery in any season to complement your wedding or special event. From the spectacular colors of fall, a cozy winter setting, or the plush greens of summer, Edgewood will provide a breathtaking setting for your exceptional affair. Edgewood is perfect for weddings, birthday celebrations, showers, baptism, or any special event. From small intimate gatherings to breathtaking formal affairs, your event is certain to be an amazing experience to remember for years to come. Celebrate at Edgewood in the Pines.
Gould SureSave is proud to announce our expanded dairy department, which means a 10% increase in our dairy variety. Like our other departments, dairy is now computer controlled for temperature and food safety. With this, our 4th secondary cooling system, we now have well over 90% environmentally friendly refrigeration. New dairy door cases with LED lighting help create energy efficiency, selection, freshness, safety. Stop by Gould SureSave and get everything you need for your family's holiday table.
For all of your diamond quality moments, choose Sophie Jewelers, specializing in custom diamond engagement rings, located in the Coal Creek Plaza, Route 61, St. Clair.
There's a new game in town, Greater Hazeltonopoly. This year's must-have holiday gift is the Hazleton area's very own version of the world-famous game. This limited edition game is the perfect gift for the holidays, for friends and family, for students out of town, for members of our armed forces. It also makes a great corporate gift, too. It's a fun way to learn about our area and proceed support community projects in Greater Hazelton. But hurry, only a limited number of games are available, and when they're gone, they're gone. Greater Hazeltonopoly, only $19.95 at these locations.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud. In exchange for allowing casino gaming in Pennsylvania, residents were promised property tax relief. While some money has been shared, we're still waiting to feel the real benefits. This week, we will discuss the need for property tax reform with two outspoken advocates. You won't want to miss This Week on the Storm, only on WYLN TV 35.
Denver police are reporting 3 people were stabbed last night after a fight broke out in the parking lot of the Broncos Stadium. Police spokesman said it happened after the Broncos lost to the Chargers. The Denver Police Department said one of the 3 men stabbed is in critical condition. A 4th person may have been stabbed but left the scene without treatment. Denver police said all the suspects are in custody and charges are pending. Sources are saying that the Phillies utility man Michael Martinez has signed a minor league contract with another team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. The 31-year-old pickup for the Bucks is more of a defensive player as he is not hit well in the majors. In his 3 years in a Phillies uniform, he's only hit a 187 batting average and has never hit over 196 in a season. Martinez also only has 5 home runs and 4 stolen bases in his professional career. But in the field, he's played all 3 spots in the outfield, as well as second and third base and shortstop. Omar Infante, a free agent who played with the Detroit Tigers last season, has signed a deal with the Kansas City Royals. It's a 4-year contract worth about $30 million. The infielder hit .318 last season for the Tigers and had 10 homers and 51 runs batted in. And USA Today is reporting that former NBA star Dennis Rodman has agreed to train the North Korean basketball team. Rodman considers the country's leader Kim Jong-un a good friend, and his trip to North Korea comes just a few days after Un had his uncle, the country's number 2 in power, executed. Rodman is, of course, known for his crazy antics, his tattoos, and piercings. He said the team will play an exhibition game for Un's upcoming birthday, and he's planning on releasing the team's roster sometime next week. So it's pretty interesting, I guess. First up on tonight's scoreboard, though, another interesting thing. Tom Kostopoulos with his 500th professional point tonight in the Pens' 5-3 victory over Hershey. In the NHL, the Pittsburgh Penguins also putting one in the win column over the Devils 3-2. The Caps fell to Florida 3-2 in a shootout, and Vancouver is leading 1-0 in the second. In the NBA, Sixers fell to the Raptors 108-100. Bobcats fell to the Pacers, and the Cavs win over the Magic by 9. It was the Wizards and the Hawks in for some free basketball. Atlanta wins 101-99 in OT. Celtics by 4 over the Knicks, and the Nets fell to the Pistons. Memphis drops their game against the Pelicans. The Thunder blow out Kobe Bryant's Lakers 122-97. In the fourth, the Bucks are up 82-77. Spurs are up 5 with just a few seconds left in their fourth quarter. Utah leads the Nuggets 67-61 in the third. Kings trailing the Suns 77-65, and the Rockets and the Warriors are just tipping off on the West Coast. Joe has more on tomorrow's snowstorm coming up after the break.
On the way to retirement, some people realize that work isn't really a bad thing. Some may want to start their own business one day. Our financial advisors will look at your complete financial picture, no matter where your money's invested, to create a plan designed to help you get to and through retirement. When you need a financial advisor fully invested in you, turn to us, Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Bad credit? No credit, no problem. Valmont Auto Sales on Route 93 in West Hazelton can help. At Valmont, they offer a variety of clean and fully serviced cars, trucks, and minivans. Valmont offers easy credit. Buy here, pay here. They offer low down payments, same-day approval, and all their vehicles are only $65 a week. They are locally owned and operated. Call Jerry or Joe today at 501-2626. Valmont Auto Sales, located on Route 93 near Arby's in West Hazleton.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
Ruth's Place is the only emergency shelter for homeless women in Luzerne County.
Not like any other place.
It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Ruth's Place needs your help to continue giving women the assistance they need to find permanent housing. Donate personal care items or cleaning supplies.
If you have a coupon, buy one, get one free, run into the store and get that free item and put it in a bag and, bring it over to Ruth's Place.
Or volunteer. Call or email Director Kristen Topolsky.
It's the place to help you get on your feet and to get what you need.
Attention women who have taken birth control. The commonly prescribed birth control pills Yaz, Yasmin, and Ocella have been linked to serious injuries.
If you or a loved one have taken Yaz, Yasmin, or Ocella and suffered deep vein thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, blood clots, stroke, heart attack, or your loved one even died,
call the Rely On Group at 800-908-0527. That's 800-908-0527.
Well, like I said, boy, that's an eerie eye, isn't it? Yeah, right there. Whew, boy, if you're afraid of some of the winter that occurs across our area, you're not alone. You can fear the ice, the wind, the snow, or the cold. And depending upon which one you fear, it has a specific name associated with it, as you can see on the screen. Genophobia. Many of you may be fearing tomorrow. Even a little bit of cryophobia, which is the ice and the snow. Live 35 Skycast Doppler, nothing to show you across our area right now. It is dry, a few lone snow showers over the northern tier and coming off of the lakes, but other than that, it's quiet. Boy, we got some cold air in place across the northeast, and we're going to hang on to that cold air. How about -1 right now in Bismarck? Temperature-wise, 23 Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, 24 in Mount Pocono, 27 in Allentown, 29 in Williamsport, 25 in Selinsgrove, and 26 in State College. Holding in the 20s up in the Wyoming Valley area. Generally winds averaging between 5 to as much as 10 miles per hour. Satellite and radar, those clouds continue to be on the increase, but we continue to be dry statewide from northeastern, central, and western Pennsylvania, and we're going to continue to stay on the dry side through the next few hours. There you can see not much happening through the first part of the night, and then as we head into tomorrow morning, the snow overspreads our area. The heaviest will be actually heading into the late afternoon and the evening hours. That's when the heaviest of snow will fall, and it's going to start to change over to some sleet and mixing with some sleet, which will keep some amounts down, but then it'll be out of here as we head into our Sunday afternoon. Sunday morning still maybe a little bit of some light snow out there, but again, the bulk of the storm will be away from our region. One particular model run, this is actually known as the AccuWeather model run, kind of takes a combination of some of the other computer models that are out there and kind of puts an average together. Kind of gives you an indication, a little bit of an idea of what we may actually see. And there you can see across our area, definitely a plowable amount of snow, probably a good range 4 to maybe as much as 7, maybe 8 inches of snow. But again, with the sleet, if it turns over to sleet even earlier, it's going to keep those snowfall amounts down. It's probably a good thing it's going to change over to sleet mixed with sleet, because if not, we'd be looking at a few more inches added on to those numbers. But again, the timing of it, you can see it as we head into tomorrow morning and the afternoon. It's going to start out light, and then it's going to start to pick up in intensity as the day goes by, especially in the late afternoon and evening hours. And then that warm air is going to make its way in aloft, and that's going to change the snow over to sleet and also mix with sleet. Even though temperatures will be below freezing, don't let that fool you. This is not going to be an all-snow event. We're going to have some ice to deal with. And then on the tail end of the system, as it moves out, it gets cold again in all layers of the atmosphere, changes it over to a little bit of some light snow and snow showers and flurries. Cold for Monday, cold for Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, and then up into the 30s, mid to upper 30s by Friday of next week.
So basically cold for the rest of
Yeah, until the ending part of next week. Okay. Then it'll be above freezing.
Beth has a question.
No, I don't. No, I don't really have a question. I was just going to ask, I mean, it is Friday the 13th. You were talking about fears before and phobias. Do you know?
You know what? I forgot what you guys were telling me. Yes, it was
Decaphobia.
What she said.
That's why we asked.
So we're not going to get 13 inches of snow tomorrow?
No.
People could be afraid of that too.
Right, yeah. Triskaidekaphobia.
All right, stay safe out there. We will see you on Monday. Have a wonderful week.